Going live. Dang, my face look oily. Oh man, should have shaved. Anyway, going live. Live. Come on over. Native girl, what's going on? Chocolate drop, what's going on? What's up with y'all? I'm glad you could join me. Native girl, don't be laughing at that. That ain't funny. It ain't funny. Ooh, got me some beer. And y'all know what it is. Still a nation, baby. You know what it is. How's my audio? Mark Kuckerberg, what's going on in the building? Appreciate you coming. I'm drinking Shock Top. That's what I'm drinking. Shock Top, one of my favorites. Blue Moon and Shock Top are my go-tos. All right. Audio loud and clear. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. You know we're going to wait for some people to get in here. I like to wait to my 5-minute mark before I start on that cigar. I got one I'm going to finish real quick. I was smoking one earlier. I'm going to finish that one before I start on my new one. Rufus Jefferson, Winston-Salem in the house. Hey, man, I worked in Winston-Salem for 9 years. Well, it was more like 7.5, 8 years, somewhere around there. What part of Winston you from, man? Off what main road? You don't have to tell me your address, but what main road you stay off of? What is in the content of that drink? The content of my drink is an alcoholic beverage. It's called beer. One of my go-tos when I'm smoking. I like to drink beer sometime when I'm smoking cigars. And I had a whole bunch of coffee earlier today, and I just don't feel like drinking coffee right now. And I didn't want nothing too bad, too harsh. So I didn't go with the Buffalo Trace or the Blanton's today. I just went with some beer. Oh, we got to get you in 1080p. Somebody already told me I was in 1080p. Why? What's up with that? Is it not showing up clear, or is it just your TV? You might need to purchase a new TV. I don't know. You might have that 720 TV going on, and you know. Oh, Shelton Poptown. Hey, man. Yeah, man. I know that, man. Over there, Rural Hall, man. Yeah, not Rural Hall. Is it up towards Rural Hall? I don't know. I ain't from Winston-Salem. I just worked there for a while as a police officer. Had some good times there too, man. Had some real good times. I love that job. It was a good job, man. Oh man. Hey, chocolate drop. Native girl says my picture is clear. I don't know about your TV, but you might want to take your butt back to. You probably going to Walmart or something like that to get your TVs. Black Friday got them all the time. Good deals on TVs. Oh yeah, that's the Old Town area right there. What we talking about today, guys? I kind of want to talk about. Did y'all see those grips? I don't know if y'all looked at that video or not, but did y'all see those 1911 grips, man? Those things are clean, ain't they? Clean. I really like those 1911 grips, man. I mean, he said, oh, man, well, I mean, you got to upgrade, man. You can't be using the iPhone 5C. You got to use the iPhone 12 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Use that iPhone 12 like this. Use the iPhone 12, and it'll come in clear, man. The doctor says, gun news and updates. This is a fun gun channel, right? You are correct, doctor. This is a fun channel. Appreciate you coming in. This is a fun gun channel. So the new news from what I've saw today. Now, I don't know if this is correct today. We're at our 5-minute mark, so I'm gonna go ahead and spark up. But the new news is that letter is still up from the ATF. I don't know for sure. I haven't checked in on it, but I saw a post from somebody on YouTube. I can't remember who it was, but it's one of the guys I really follow when it comes to gun news and stuff like that. And he's saying that the ATF's letter is still up on the braces. So I don't know what that's about. And I said it before, man. Like, just be careful. I mean, it might be a smoking gun, so I don't know exactly what the heck is going on with that. Security 29, what's going on, man? What's going on? Chocolate Drop, you got that note. That's what's wrong with you, man. You got to go to iPhone. That's why it look all crazy and all messed up. That's what's wrong with you. The doctor says it's still up. I mean, I don't know why it would be still up. I don't know why it would be still up, man, if it is still up. That's just crazy, man. Like I said, I feel like it. I don't know, man. Listen, I don't feel like it's over. I didn't feel like it was over when they said they were going to they were redacting the letter. I didn't feel like it was over then. I felt like it was going to come up later on, probably this year, based on what happens after January. I feel like it was going to still come up. I just felt like they just didn't have enough teeth in the game to really press the issue right now. So, listen, we still got a fight on our hands when it comes to that letter, man. Security 29 says, I really like those new grips. Which one is my favorite? I would have to say the blue ones, man. The blue ones that have the patch from my police department, I really like those, and it goes with the gun real good. Makes the gun look real good, man. So those are probably my favorite ones. I want to get some more. I want to get some more, man. I want to get some for my P229, my P226, if he can do those. He said he just got in a Hudson, so he might be doing some grips for a Hudson soon. So I might be able to get some grips from a Hudson H9. So if I can do that, man, that'd be awesome. The doctor says Guns and Gadgets, who you're talking about. Yes, Guns and Gadget had a video up. I didn't watch the video. Did not have time to watch the video, but he had a video up saying that the letter was still up, and I don't know exactly what's behind it or whatever, and what his thoughts are about it. But he that's who I go to him and Texas Gun Vault for news on stuff like that, and he's real good at giving the news and being quick about it. Actually, he's real quick about it. So I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea. I haven't done any research or anything. I just saw that today. Mark Huckaber says, I think it'd be only right that on your next live chat, you wear just a tactical vest, shorts, and the Rambo do-rag for old time's sake, man. Listen, those were olden days back in the day when I was a little, new to the game, a rookie. I don't sit around the house just wearing stuff like that, bro. I don't do it. I'm sorry, but I don't do it. Chief X says you should try acid cigars, quality but a cheap price. Kuba is the best. Okay, so I don't do acids. I really don't do flavored cigars. I don't really like them, so I don't really do flavored cigars like that. Man, I usually try to stay with the regular old Maduro cigar. The next one that I'm gonna be smoking is a Christoph Cameroon. That's what I'm gonna be smoking next. So I don't really do flavored cigars. And the flavored cigars that I do, the only one that I would do is a Tabak. I usually smoke a Tabak maybe early mornings with a cup of coffee because it's mocha infused, like coffee mocha infused. So I like those a little bit. Joe Morgan, hey man, how's it going? Hey guys. So we got Brownworks in the community with us. If y'all need to ask him any questions about his grips, man, I just dropped a video for his grips today. He's in the chat with us, man. If y'all want to ask him some questions about his grips, man, feel free. I hope you guys at least go to his website and check out what he has. Now, I don't think the website does total justice. I think, and I'm gonna talk to him about it, man. I think he needs to show some of his custom work, man, like what he sent me. Don't show him none of the grips you sent me. Now, don't do that. I don't want that out there. But some more of your other custom work. Security 29 says, does your department not respond to mental health calls very quickly? Here in my city, they take hours to respond to mental health calls. It's crazy. No, man, we try to get to mental health as quick as we can, man. I mean, we had a few of them. Man, Christmas time, New Year's is a bad time for mental health, man. We get a lot of mental health calls of threatening suicide and things of that sort, man. We had a few of them this weekend, and yeah, man, we try to get to them as quick as we can. So, yeah. Joe Morgan says, not too shabby, just plotting all the guns I'm going to buy with the rubber stimulus check. You know what, Joe? I was just thinking about that because I was planning on getting my first suppressor probably next week or the week after that, depending on how my finances go. But if we get that stimulus, that, you know, I'm gonna use that for part of it. You know what I'm saying? Have me a suppressor. Finally. Kareem Smith says, do you have any advice for upcoming gunsmiths and the laws? What do you mean by that? As far as upcoming, if you're a gunsmith, man, you're going to make money regardless. I feel like even if they do some things, you know, with the laws and everything, I think a gunsmith is always going to be needed, man. I plan on getting a gunsmith thing for 1911 here soon. There's a class coming up in my area that I plan on attending here soon, man, for gunsmithing for 1911. So I'm gonna try to get that. I'm gonna try to get the advanced gunsmithing class also. But if you can get a gunsmithing, like if you can become a gunsmith and start working with guns and stuff like that, man, yeah, there'll always be a need for that because people love guns. But like me, I'm not a gunsmith on hardly any of my guns. Now I've been certified for the Glock, but that's not no like gunsmithing kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like gunsmiths are something that is really needed. Isla del Sol Maduro is the best with coffee. Never had that, John Allen. I don't know about those. I don't know if I had those or not. Oh, yes, I have. That's the ones that look like a little flame on the little band, doesn't it? I think I've seen those. Those are flavored cigars too. If those are the flavored cigars that you're talking about, I don't think I like those. Native Girl says she's a mental health therapist. Is that true, Native Girl, that you get a lot more calls and stuff like that during the holidays? Hey, Chief X said he checked out Brownworks' site. No revolver grips. LOL blasphemy. Hey, man. Hey, give him ideas. And I think he does have revolver grips. I don't know for sure, but I thought I saw something on there for revolvers. But hey, man, give him some ideas, man. I mean, you can always contact him. And if you want some grips, I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't be able to do them for you. Like I said, they're custom grips. So it's not like what he has on the website is the only thing that he can do. He can always, like, if you call him, I mean, if you contact him, he can probably do other stuff, man. So, and I don't want to speak for him. I'm not trying to speak for him, put words in his mouth or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, anybody that does custom work most likely can get what you want. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, let me see. Sup, Brownworks? Joe Morgan says, good for you, Diesel. Haven't NFA stamped yet. It's on the table. I am going to do NFA stamped. I don't care. They can have my information. Listen, they've already got my information, actually, because you have to send up your fingerprints and all that stuff to become a police officer. All my information is already out there. And I don't care if they know I have a suppressor. I really don't care. So actually, I do want to NFA 2 rifles. I do want to do that. Some SBRs. I want to get 2 SBR. Do SBR 2 of my rifles, man. So I'm thinking about doing that also. But that's on the back burner until I start dipping into my reserve list for guns. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on the main list for my guns, but when I get on the reserve list for my guns, that's one of the things I'm gonna do, man. All right. Like these laws with Kareem Smith, the laws for the braces would have never affected a gunsmith. I don't think they would have never affected a gunsmith. It just would have made it to where a person, because I could put my own brace on my gun, but it just would have affected, and it wasn't actually a law. It was just a suggestion at the time. I think they were going towards that, but at the time, it was just a suggestion. So I don't think any of the things that we're having with ATF right now directly affect a gunsmith. I think the bans that they're probably coming out with, that they're going to try to come out with and all that stuff with the new administration might affect it, because you'll have bans on like AK-47s and things of that sort. But directly affecting a gunsmith, no, because the AK-47s that are here now, you can still do work on and stuff like that. Clifford Gallagher says, where did you find the 1911 classes? Actually, my chief sent out an email saying that the local, one of the local community colleges got up with a gunsmith for 1911s who's giving out classes. And if we want to pay out of our pocket, we can do it. So that's what I chose to do. All right, y'all know I had to light my cigar real quick. Kareem says, I attend Sonoram Desert Institute for Firearms Technology and Associates. Hey man, that's a good one. I think you'll be good. And the reason why I say that, even if it does directly affect you, you can still contract with the military for firearm technology and all that stuff. So, like I said, you're still good as a gunsmith, especially with that degree. If you get that, then I mean, you're still good. Augie 93, man, I really appreciate it, man. What up? I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. The doctor, everyone should send Diesel some super chat love. Hey, man, the doctor, I appreciate it. Hey, man, the doctor is the GOAT to me. The doctor is a GOAT. He is a true supporter of any channel that he goes to, and I really appreciate it, doctor. So, like I said, guys, if y'all have any questions or anything y'all want to know, just send it. You don't have to send a super chat or anything like that. They are greatly appreciated, though. Don't get me wrong, because super chats can pay for some damn bullets. Chicago Southside, did you see the video that old boy got slapped with the can of tea? Yes, I did see it. It's everywhere on social media. It is everywhere on social media. Like everywhere. I've seen that slap everywhere, and there are so many different memes on it. I've seen it. Diesel TV is definitely putting words in his mouth. Remember, the agent's words are imparted unto the principal. I don't follow you, James Maxwell, but I'm pretty sure you got something behind it. Let's come with a response. Let's come with it. So Brownwork said he is constantly trying to buy guns to make grips for. I got a list of about 20 different requests. That chief, just send me an email and I will add to the list. See, there you go, guys. There you go. So, I mean, Brownworks, ain't it great that you have a reason to buy guns? Like, you actually have to buy guns for your business. Dang, that must be an awesome write-off, man. That's awesome. Why do police officers radio and shots fired after you use your service? Hold on. Why do police officers radio and shots fired after you use your service pistol? Because there were shots fired. Security 29, I don't know exactly what you're asking, but you always want to know, even if you don't, if somebody's shooting, you want everybody to know you're getting somebody shooting. If it's you or the other person, you want them to know that. The doctor, man, I appreciate it again. Really appreciate that. Everyone should send Diesel some super chat love. I really appreciate that, doctor. Brownwork says, that is what I tell my wife. Man, shoot. I'm glad I don't have that problem of telling my wife, but, hey. James Maxwell says, I was basically breaking your balls, brother. It's a basic principle of agency law. The agent, you, is speaking on behalf of his. James, man, you know what? I like you a lot, man, but take your lawyer-ish stuff out of here. Like, just take it on out of here. Chicago Southside, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Go ahead, and I gotta read his comment because he sent me a super chat, so I'm gonna have to read his comment. But you guys ignore it, please. Tight shirt, what it do, player? Sending my support to the fullest. Your shirts came in. Don't forget my videos of my firearms I emailed you. I already got the video done. I already got the video done of your the guns that you sent me. That's another thing, guys. If you have guns that y'all carry, you want me to rate them, talk about them. You know, I make a bunch of jokes about the guns and stuff like that. If you want me to talk about your guns, just email me at dieseltv001 at gmail. dieseltv001 at gmail. And just send me your picture of your gun, what you use it for, how much you paid for it, and things of that sort. And like if you got any extra stuff done to it or anything like that. I did get another guy. He sent me a picture of his gun. It's a Canic SF. He had some special work done to it, man. And I'm really excited about going through that one because that one is I'm really excited. It looks real good. Joe Morgan, hey man, listen. The super chats are greatly appreciated. They're greatly appreciated. But you do not have to send a super chat, man. I really do appreciate it. How you gonna roast guns? Hey, listen, bro. Trust me. Some of the guns I got sent, just trust me. Send me your guns, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna roast them if I can. How do you feel about Springfield XD? Springfield XD was one of the companies that I liked a lot before, man. I was watching Texas Gun, and he was telling me how Springfield went against the 2A or something like that, and then my outlook of Springfield just changed a little bit because of their outlook. I can't actually remember exactly what he said, but it was something against 2A or something like that they did. My face looks oily, man. I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway. But yeah, so they did that. The doctor again, man, I appreciate it, man. Talk about the FN509 Tactical. Okay, so the FN509 Tactical is probably one of my favorite guns in my gun collection. I have the FDE one. That is the one that you saw my daughter shooting in the video of, her shooting. And like I said, I put the red dot on there. And I put I think an O light on there. I can't remember what light I put on there, but I'm pretty sure it's an O light on it. And that gun is a great gun. It comes with two magazines, two 24-round magazine, and then a 17-round magazine if you don't want to carry the 24-round magazine. But to get a gun, to get any handgun that comes with two 24-round magazine, I mean, you're paying probably around $800. I can't remember. If y'all want me to tell you exactly, I can find the file. The file's right here beside me. Let me find that file real quick, and I'll tell you exactly how much I paid for that gun. I got a lot of flack on keeping these records on my guns and stuff like that, man. But this is why I do it, because you never know when something's going to get stolen, burnt, or anything like that. So that 509 Tactical, let me see. Trying to find it. My binder broke, so here we go. My binder broke, so I can't. They're not in order anymore like they were before. Okay, so I paid $950 for that 509 Tactical. Okay, you get two 24-round magazines and a 17-round magazine, which, like, that is still a good deal for a FN. You're talking about an FN gun, which they're very proud of their stuff. All right, so like I said, you're not really like overly paying for what you're getting in the package. I mean, because like I said, that gun shoots great, and you saw how my daughter shot it. Now it was a little heavy with the 24-round magazine, and she couldn't empty the whole magazine, but she did do a good job with it, man. And it, she did have a red dot on it. Yes, it did. Next time we go, we're going to be just doing irons. But like I said, man, great shooting gun. I don't have any issues with my 509 Tactical. One of my favorite guns in my collection. John Allen says cocoa butter will do that. No, bro, it's not cocoa butter. I think it's my beard oil, but I don't use cocoa butter now. Don't be a jerk, John. Who you talk to? Who said so? Oh, he's probably talking to John Allen. Yeah, John, don't be a jerk. Augie93 says, Illinois passed some anti-gun laws that affected manufacturers in the state, but Springfield managed to get an exception for themselves. I don't doubt it, man. I don't doubt it. I mean, man, if you got good lawyers, man, you can pretty much do anything, man. Here in North Carolina, man, one of the things that I was always astonished of was that here in North Carolina on Sundays, you can't sell alcohol before 12, or it's a big fine. It's a huge fine. But the only place that you could get alcohol before 12 was the Panthers Stadium, where they played football for Sunday football. And you could get it as early as 10 o'clock. And I was astonished how that happened. I mean, that was the only place that you could do it, but they allowed it to happen. Security29 says, you need to let your daughter try your shotgun, bro. No, sir. I am not letting her shoot a shotgun right now. That is not... The thing about it is, guys, what you have to understand when it comes to it, if she shoots anything that might hurt her hand to shoot, that is going to bring her back like 5 or 6 steps. It's going to stop her progression of firearms and bring her back. I have to get her comfortable with shooting guns and then walk her into shooting shotguns. That is not a good idea, especially a 12 gauge. Not a good idea to have a young child shooting shotguns, man. I really don't feel like that's a good idea. And that's just my personal opinion. You guys can take that for a grain of salt, but it's my personal opinion. The doctor says we are people. We are all people, and we all have our flaws. But 2A brings us all together as a family. Doctor, I agree with that to a point. But if... Okay, so the video that I made not too long ago about the gentleman that I don't know if y'all saw it, but I was like, ATF. I told you ATF would have some questions, and the only thing I was trying to say in that video was CYA. I mean, making files of your guns and keeping them, of your transactions and stuff like that. If you sell a gun and stuff like that, is just CYA. So if somebody comes to you with some questions about what you're doing with your guns, you can show them. You know what I'm saying? If you could not imagine some of the things people were saying about that video. I mean, they were threatening, like actually threatening me. When it came to that video, which I don't care. I mean, y'all can go in there and look at the comments there. I never took them down or anything like that, because really don't scare me. Somebody want to come here if they want to, that's on them. They have that right to come to my house if they want to, if they know where I live. But people were actually threatening me and telling me that I was disgrace to the black community. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And I made another video of the 2A community and was like, why is it that anytime we talk about anything when it comes to CYA or anything like that in the 2A community, we have such a divide? And I never could get it. And that is the main thing that I talk about when it comes. You either have one side of want to be so secretive, don't want to tell ATF nothing, and then you have the ones that's just like, okay, we do need the CYA. And my whole thing about it is, when it comes down to it, is just like I said before, the 2A community is a minority. And the reason why I say it's a minority, I don't mean by numbers. What I mean by is, regardless of what you do, you're wrong. That's what I feel like a minority. One of the things when it comes to a minority is, regardless of what you do, you're wrong. And that is the story that they're trying to create for the 2A community. And I feel like we just have to do things to cover our butt to show that we're not doing anything wrong. Everything we're doing is legal and all that stuff. I'm not saying, selling your gun without getting the person's name or anything like that is illegal, because some states it's not. But I feel like we need to have more responsibility when we do that, to get the name and figure out who the person is. And you don't have to find out if they have felonies or anything like that. But, that's one of the things that we should be doing. Keeping records isn't a bad idea, assuming it's the owner keeping the records. Yes, it is the owner. I do not give any of my records to anybody else. Only records that they get is when I do the transaction of buying it from an FFL or something like that. Even if I do a private sale and I buy it from a private person, it's just a transaction between me and that person, and that doesn't go anywhere else. It doesn't go any further. Mark Zuckerberg, hush, hush, hush. He says, how long do you give before they come for our binary triggers? Hush, 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 hush. I've got 4 of them, and I'm praying that doesn't happen. That's one of the things that I'm praying that does not happen. All right. Truthfully, man, a lot of people don't know about binary triggers. They just have no idea what a binary trigger is. And I'm hoping it stays that way. Actually, tell you the truth, I know I did a video on it. Now, I know I did a video on it, so don't break my balls. I know I did a video on it, but I'm hoping it stays the same. Jamal Underwood says, man, those LEO discounts got to come in handy with multiple guns. Yes, they do, man. Like I said, man, buying a Glock is before when I was I bought my first Glock, and I had no idea about the LEO, the blue line for the Glocks. This is when I first started buying guns and stuff like that, and I paid almost $700 for that gun. Now I can get one out the door for right over $400. So yes, it does come in handy. Augie93 says Glocks come with 3 mags. They do come with 3 mags, but none of them come with a 24-round magazine. The FN comes with 3 mags, 2 24-rounders, and 1 17-rounder. Glocks come with 3 17 or however many it is. It comes with that 3 mags of that same round capacity. James Maxwell said, I began keeping records after I misplaced my SBR a few years ago. Mine aren't as expensive. Man, how you want to misplace an SBR, James? But yeah, like I said, man, it is always good to keep good records, man. You don't know how many times I've gone out to a house or a B&E of a vehicle, and the person has no idea what the serial number is on it, what actual model of gun it is, or anything like that. And just having those records, I can't remember every serial number of my gun, but I tell you right now, if somebody stole it, I'll be able to get a serial number quick. And these people don't know how to find their serial number. Like none of that, man. And it doesn't help. It doesn't help us because we can put those guns in a database to where if you run that number, it'll come back as stolen, and who the owner is, who the investigating officer is, who to call, to get it back to the owner. So the draft doctor, as a felon, I am only able to live vicariously. I think you meant to say through accounts like you, man. I appreciate it. You did mean vicariously. I do really appreciate it, man. Sorry about that, but you can go through ways. I don't know what your history is. I don't know what your background is or anything like that, but you should look into trying to get it expunged so you can get your 2A back. Matt Osborne. Y'all see Matt Osborne in the chat? That is Head. That's Head, who I work with. I work with him, man. What up, Matt? What's going on with you? James Maxwell says, how does owning a firearm render someone a disgrace? I don't see much logic in that. I didn't either. I really didn't. He just said I was a disgrace to the black community. Don't know how. And I had another guy said I was undercover or something like that, trying to get people to do records so that the ATF could come to every house and just pick up the records and take them back to their office or something like that. He was trying to say, and it's just not logical what these people are saying. And like I said, you can go and look at it. I mean, I never did take them down or anything like that. There was one guy I took down because he was talking like bodily harm to himself or something like that, and I was just like, okay, you on another level. I'm just taking that down. Big Gamer, love the channel. Remember hanging with you and Jamal back in the day when I was Big Gamer. Who are you? Big Gamer? Jamal, that's my boy back in high school days. Tell me who you are, man, so I can remember who you are. I don't know who you are because Big Gamer ain't your name. Augie93 says the CYA message sometimes comes off as anti-freedom in the 2A community. I feel like that only comes from a twisted mind of somebody that is trying to equate keeping on your own records on yourself as giving it to the ATF or making the ATF's job easier. I don't know how. I wish it was that easy for somebody to write something down in their house and I'd be able to know what they wrote down. I mean, truthfully speaking, because that would make my investigations a lot easier, but it's just not that easy. It's not that easy. Just because you have records in your own personal house that you aren't giving out to nobody or anything like that does not make it okay. I mean, make it easy for law enforcement to find out what you're doing. James Maxwell says, Mark Zuckerberg, plead the fifth, sir. Remain silent. Yes, please. 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 Binary triggers are banned in my state. What state is that, man? I didn't know they were banned in any states. Security 29 says, did your department get COVID-19 vaccinations? They offered them, but they did not force us to get them. And I chose, I made my own decision to do what I did. So it is what it is, man. So, but they did offer them. Yes, they offered them to everybody. And it was a long line. James Maxwell said, I misplaced all of my SBRs under my cigars. That's a good place for it to be. Jamal Underwood says Springfield XD Elite 525-inch comes with 3 22-round mags. Okay. Springfield XD Elite. How much are those? That sounds expensive. Cliff Gallagher said, saw a Glock 31 round extension for a 51 round total. Make it rain. Yeah, man, but you got to buy those extensions, man. That's the thing about it. Matt, man. What you doing? Didn't you have to work today? Head. Charles. I don't know if I remember Charles. I can't put two and two. Hey, man, text me on that number. That number in my description, man. Text me. Big Gamer, text me, man, so I can figure out who you're talking about. The doctor says at the draft doctor, get expunged, like Diesel said, or take it up with the clemency board. If you are a non-violent felon, you can gain your rights back with time. Yes, sir, you can. I've talked to many people that way, and they have gotten their stuff back. So. Head says 10 equals before and after. Matt Moore, what's up, man? Welcome, man. We appreciate you coming in. James Maxwell says that's why I keep them. If they've ever been stolen, I can give the cops the number and description. That's right, man. And you know what? I keep pictures of mine, man. It's always good to have pictures too. Matt Moore, I appreciate the super chat, man. Happy holidays, man. I hope everybody's Christmas went well. I had a busy Christmas. I had to work all the way through Christmas. And I'm gonna have to work New Year's Eve. So I hope everybody had a good time, got exactly what they wanted and everything like that, man. James, I just got your email and I'll look at it right after I get off of here, man. I hope you put your number in that email so I can give you a call. Okay, binary and echo triggers are banned in Maryland. Man, that sucks. I won't be going to Maryland. James Underwood said, caught mine on sale for $5.99. Springfields are not that expensive. They're not that expensive, but $5.99 for a gun that gives you 3 22-round mags is pretty good. Randall, what's going on, man? What's going on? Behind enemy lines in New Jersey, right? You've been up there for a while, haven't you? Brian Gregory, what's going on, man? How you doing? All right, Kareem Smith says, one of the first lessons in my FFL class was keeping records on anything you own as well as anything you work on. Even the ATF and the NRA recommend keeping accurate records. Now, see, the thing about it is, the only problem that you said is the ATF recommends it. Once you say that, there are people in the community that will say the only reason ATF says that is so they can come and get your guns. So, I mean, I feel like it's a good thing to do, not for the ATF, but just for your personal records, man, especially if you have insurance and something happens, man. Insurance is not willing to replace your weapon if you've had work done to it, if you can't prove or show pictures of the work that you've done to it. Don't forget your custom cigar tray for your sticks. I have not gotten a custom cigar tray yet. I don't. What are you talking about, John? James Maxwell says, that sucks, man, but at least you're making your money. Don't feel too bad. I had a few billable hours on Christmas. I know them billable hours are expensive. Trust me, I know. I know them billable hours are expensive. Brother, you have to consider the history between 2A community and ATF. That is why they're, and I understand that. I understand the history. I know the history and everything like that. And I understand where the fear comes from. But sometimes people get a little over fear and they feel like these people are God. And once you start acting like that, man, you start sounding a little crazy, which feeds into how they want you to sound anyway. Security 29, man, we hear gunshots every New Year's Eve. Every New Year's Eve, we hear gunshots. Oh, John Allen. Okay, so John, you sent me an email, but it was a totally different name. I didn't know that was you, man. So yes. Once you send it, man, I will be looking into it, and I'll feature it, man. Ain't no problem. You know me, I'll feature anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if it's good work. Now, it better be good work. If it ain't good work, now we're gonna have a problem. Oh, whoa, Matt. Head. The ammo I have is Winchester Forge with it's steel case 9mm still work. Nah, I don't do steel casing. I don't do steel case 9mm. But like I said, I still got that 357 SIG and that 38. That 380 for you. So don't worry about it. I still get you what you need. Augie93 says the NRA isn't really in good grace with a large portion of 2A community. They've actually supported gun control in the past. Well, see, the NRA, I don't support the NRA, and there's a few reasons why I don't support the NRA. And one of those reasons is like, okay, so you guys just bear with me. I'm just gonna put this out there. So I've been a police officer for a while, and you know how you got that one mother that has a little kid that says, you know, Timmy ain't bad until he gets around little Johnny. And you're sitting there like, okay, well, keep him away from little Johnny. If he's always a problem when he's around little Johnny, keep him away. So I kind of feel like to NRA, firearms, guns, period, are their child, right? And one of the main problems we have with guns is mental health, and the NRA just does not even want to touch it. They don't even want to touch it. And it's like, okay, y'all got to do something. Like, there has to be something, because these are like, they're trying to blame it on something else. It's the gun. And we, everybody in the 2A community knows it's mental health. Like, that's part of the problem when it comes to some of these gun shootings and stuff, is like mental health, and NRA just does not want to even touch it. Even if they would have at least just said, okay, we're going to have a committee to try to see if there's something that we can do or something, but they just won't touch it. Man, I bet working New Year's Eve sucks as a cop. People that never get out will get faced and act a fool. Immature. Yep. Well, yeah, that happens. There are a lot of DWIs on New Year's Eve. A lot of DWIs. James Maxwell says, I don't disagree with you there. There's a better way to diffuse the fear. However, you're right. You're right. James Maxwell says, how do you know that attorney's hourly rate isn't cheap? Hope you haven't had any use of an attorney lately. It sucks when you do. Yes, I have. And hopefully I'll be able to tell you all about that soon. But yes, I have had one. Augie93 says, why don't we see many full-size 380 pistols? That is a good question, man. And I believe it's because the 380 was made, well, not made. I'm not going to say that. I don't know I'm not going to say I know the history or anything about it. But what I will say is that I believe 380s are looked at as a more of a backup weapon, kind of like a 22. You see a lot of 22s because they're more for practice and target, but you don't see many 22s made for like full duty service. You know what I'm saying? And I think the 380 was one of them things, one of those rounds that people say, okay, we're going to use that as in a small gun so we can conceal it real easily and stuff like that. John Allen says, do you have the gunshot neighborhood locator in your area? When a gun is shot, it will tell you the location. No, I don't. I do not want it. Because usually they're just firing in the air. We get the calls and we go try to see if we can find it or everything. By the time we get there, they're gone. So James Maxwell says, that is because the NRA does not understand or is unwilling to displace the relentless attacks upon us. And that is one of the gripes and complaints I have about the NRA. They will not tell people exactly what it is, or they'll agree with it that it's mental health, but then they'll say that's not our problem. And I wouldn't say it's their problem, but just like I said, I look at them like they're the parents of the guns, and it's like you took up that, so like y'all need to address it somehow. SP, hey Diesel, shout out from Afghanistan. Hey man, if you're serving, I really appreciate your service, bro. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Welcome to the chat. XDM Elite. I have not shot one of those before, Kareem. I have not shot an XDM Elite before. You know what? Springfield is not one of those guns that I really look at and be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to get one. I feel when they first came, when I first even started looking at Springfields, I felt like they were trying to be too much like a 1911 with that backstrap safety. So it's just one of them things that I just really never got interested in. Matt Moore says, unfortunately, the way it is today, Big D, many would see the NRA touching on mental health as a betrayal. Problem today, there's no such thing as middle ground anymore. And you're totally correct, man. That's what I say is the problem. This is the thing about it. This is the thing about it, man. Apparently, something is not working. Something is not working in our little, equation and things when it comes to 2A. Because we are relentlessly being blamed and looked at like we're doing everything wrong. So something is not working, man. We just got to figure out ways to change some things up so the public perspective of gun ownership is not looked at as so bad. Augie, you're right. It's not the NRA's responsibility, but we all know that when a mental health subject uses a gun, they blame it on gun ownership. They blame it on the gun. So why wouldn't they address it to diffuse that comment of it being the gun's fault? That's all I'm saying. I know it's not their responsibility, but still, I feel like it is kind of when it comes down to it, because they still should be trying to diffuse that. .22 Magnum is also a sweet round. I have a Kel-Tec PMR 30 and it's super accurate in front of shoot. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Ruby Santiago, what's up, girl? How you doing? That's my best friend, y'all. That's one of my best friends. Well, she think I'm her best friend. She ain't on that level yet. You know what I'm saying? I love her to death, though. I love her, but she ain't on that level. Hey, Ruby. Being ready to give you gun rights. What people do with those rights, mental health issues following, is up to them, and they'll pay the consequences individually. It shouldn't affect anybody else. You're right. It shouldn't. It shouldn't affect us, but it does. We're getting around the fact that we're not looking at the facts. You are totally right. I don't feel like what anybody does with their gun should affect how people look at me with my gun, but it does. And that's all I'm saying. It shouldn't be one of those things that you're talking about, but it is. And I think that the NRA should be the ones to diffuse that. Security 29, man, appreciate it. Augie, what's up, man? I appreciate the super chat. The government isn't working, shall not be infringed. And you know what? That was a lot of comments that I had in that video that I made, shall not be infringed on, but let me know when the last time that was actually practiced. And you know, I might have to eat crow, but I can't remember a time where I can remember where shall not be infringed on was practiced. Security 29 says, what does a shot locator do for police? I don't know. I've never used it before. Actually, I would think that the shot locator would come in after we got the call and was already in the area. M. Gabriel says, Springfield XDs and Walther's bore axis is too low. Well, you know, the CZs have a low bore axis, and I like them. I kind of like them, man. Native Girl says, at DTV, how would they even know if the person even has mental health problems and still are licensed? And that you're totally correct. They would not know. But the fact of the matter is that they're just trying to ignore it. I just don't like the fact that they're just ignoring that. That's all I'm saying. There is not an easy fix. There's not an easy way to say how to do things or anything like that. I'm not saying that it's easy or anything like that. I just feel like there should be some kind of, thought process when it came to it or something. That's all I'm saying. Because for everybody to say that it's, I think both sides are kind of ignoring it, the mental health aspect of it. And they're just blaming it on the guns. And then the 2A is ignoring it and saying it's not the guns. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, like I said, I don't know. I just feel like the last time we had a major shooting and I just saw myself saying to myself the whole time, it's like, yo, man, these people have mental health problems. Why are we not addressing that? There's nobody's addressing that. Kareem Smith, what are your thoughts on USCCA and NAGA? I think NAGA is, I was looking into NAGA. They started getting a little bit more political than I wanted them to at first. So I stepped back and I told myself I was going to watch them and all that stuff and see where they go with that. USCCA is good for actual concealed carry insurance, if that's what you want to use them for. But I don't really, my verdict is not out yet on either one of them. I heard USCCA was good for concealed carry. And I've heard that from a couple YouTubers and a couple of my friends, other officers and stuff like that. But as far as NAGA goes, my verdict isn't out on them yet, man, because nothing really big has happened to where they would make an influence or try to make an influence or anything like that. Randall says, if you want rights to bear arms, you accept that there is going to be gun violence. You're right. I agree with that. Augie 93 said it was practiced up until slaves were freed. Well, I wasn't around when that happened. So like I said, I don't, as far as me being alive, I don't remember that ever happening. So that's part of my point. You know what I'm saying? Like, Matt Moore says, I had someone recently ask me why I like guns so much. Simple question, but multifaceted. What's your answer to that? Because I like guns. I mean, There is no other. I mean, that's the only reason I like guns is because I like guns. I mean, I don't think there needs to be any other kind of explanation. Why do some women like a lot of shoes? Why do some men like a lot of cars? Just because you like them? I mean, that should be the only explanation. Man, Maryland didn't have a single gun law on the books until 1986, and then they went crazy. They got a taste of that crack. They got a taste of it. Security 29 says, do most officers believe in the Second Amendment and the right to keep and bear arms? Yes, they do. The ones I talk to. There are some officers that could care less. I mean, there are. That's just how it is. But a lot of the officers that I talk to, you know, I've never spoke with an officer that just did not want people to have guns. I have not been around that. And so it's like one of those things, like, I don't feel like officers want to take your gun. They could either care less if you have a gun or they want you to have a gun. One or the other. Native Girl says, just because you do not have a criminal record does not mean you do not have a mental health issue or no psychotic medication. You're right. You're totally right. And that is not, I don't think that is not what I'm getting into. I'm not saying, NRA should be able to get the records of people and find out if they're on kind of medicine or something like that. What I'm saying is that they should have something, some kind of committee to come up with ways to give the government ideas to stop guns getting into mentally unstable individuals. That's not an easy task. I'm not saying that's an easy task. I'm not saying it's going to happen, even if they did have it. But the fact that they're not even willing to address it is my issue. Randall says, any underrated gun company in your opinion? Yes, I think Canik is a very underrated gun company, man. There are not a lot of people talking about the Caniks, and Canik makes a great gun. They make a very good gun. So I think they're underrated. They're one of the companies that is underrated. I've heard a lot about CZ. I would say CZ was there, but I have heard a lot about CZ here recently. But Canik is one of those gun companies that nobody really talks about like that. And I love mine. Mine runs great. Matt Moore says, word. I said, I love mechanical things, just fine watches, old cars, guns, etc. There is just something about those things that bring me joy. And you're right. Me too. I used to have a big watch collection until I bought my Apple Watch, and I just stopped wearing them, so I sold them. But I had about 40 or 50 something watches, and I sold them and made pretty good money off of them too, actually. Kareem Smith says, how is it that serial bombers can buy ammunition, nitrate fertilizer, and metal pipe freely together at that, but guns are always problems? I don't know what the issue, I don't know. I can't tell you if he bought them all together or anything like that. But one thing I have always said, Americans are lazy. Okay. We are a lazy group of people. All right. If you take guns away, there's still one thing that because the OKC bombing took out way more people in that one bombing than any other mass shooting has. And I still think that the numbers still have not equated to what that bombing took out. So you can take away guns. I mean, if that's what you want to do, you can take away guns, but there's still other things out there that people can use to, like, if they had to, if you had somebody that really wanted to kill somebody or something like that and they didn't have guns, like, what you think they're going to go to next? I mean, that's just the next best thing for people. So I just feel like, I think, You're asking for something not knowing what the outcome might be, and then you're going to regret it in the long run. Matt Moore says, I think there is a question or two on the FFL. You're right, there are, but people lie about it all the time. People lie about on that FFL, on that paperwork all the time. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. Let me see where I'm at. I lost my place. All right, here we go. Jamal Underwood makes a great comment. Hard because people can become mentally unstable at any time because of something that happened to them. So they may have been perfectly healthy when they bought their guns. And you're right. You're totally correct. And that happens all the time, man. It happens all the time. I've seen it happen to some good people. So it does happen all the time, and I don't disagree with that at all. Native girl, tell your grandchild I said hello. What it is. Do gun shops give you an officer discount on ammo? No, we don't get any discounts on ammunition from any kind of dealer, FFL, or anything like that. Like I said, the only ammunition that I've ever gotten at a discount was from my department for practice, and that was it. Other than that, no. Randall Diesel, do you own any guns strictly for sentimental value like grandpa's? No, I am the first person in my family that ever owned an actual gun that could be passed down or anything like that. I think my father might have had a gun or something like that. He was part of a motorcycle club, but it wasn't nothing like, passed down kind of thing. No. And to this day, I'm the only one that really has guns. All my brothers and sisters, my mom, nothing like that, they don't have any guns. So I don't have any sentimental guns. I just have guns that I will be passing down to my girls and things of that sort. Augie93 says, Americans are very resourceful and we have access to money. That means the means to purchase, manufacture, and most importantly, the knowledge. Violence by weapons will never stop. And you're correct. They won't stop. They won't stop. You'll either have something going on, even if you try to take the gun. I think even if they try to take the guns, there still would be gun violence. I mean, because it's not going to take the guns out of the out of the criminal's hands. So there's still going to be gun violence. That's not going to stop the gun violence. It's just going to stop, Americans, upstanding citizens from protecting themselves more than anything. Matt Moore, we appreciate it, man. You be good yourself, man. Happy holidays, happy New Year. If I don't speak to you before then. Brian T said they should get discounts. Most don't train enough. You're right, man. Usually police officers only go to the range once a year, and that's it. They go once a year, and I don't think that is nearly enough training. Solo J says, did you get your 5.7 by 28 yet? I got a 5.7. I've had a 5.7 for years. I mean, I got that back in 2010, I think it was, my 5. I got an FN 5.7 that I got back in like 2010, 2011 or something like that. Mr. Morris, what's going on, man? Well, we know your ass ain't passing down no red dots. You are correct. No, sir. Red dots are for me. No, if it's on the gun, I'll pass it down to my girls, but y'all ain't getting it. Y'all ain't going to get nothing. Security 29 says, in your state, do you have to take away people's guns after they pass away if you see them in the house? No, they are still somebody's property. And that all goes through the court system of who is, the successor or whatever, or power of attorney or whatever. All that stuff, we don't take anybody's stuff just because it's sitting in the house. Augie93 says, I kind of want an AR chambered in 5.7. I've heard that is a very, very good round if it's on an AR platform. That AR, that barrel length, man, it does a lot for you. So those things will eat up a vest. They will eat up a bulletproof vest if they're on an AR platform. So I mean, if you get a 5.7 on that platform, man, you good to go. Randall says, Diesel, do you own any custom shotguns? No, I do not. No, I don't. I don't really own anything of major value, except for what I would think the most money I would get out of a gun, and that's profit-wise, would be my Hudson H9, and that's because they don't make them anymore. And that's probably going to be one of the guns that I keep around because, like I said, they don't make it no more, and it's probably just going to add value and all that stuff. Mr. Morris, man, I appreciate it for your coffee and lotion fund. Oh, I hate that man. I'm going to tell you, I really do hate that man. Let me see. Nope, not today, buddy. Not today. Mr. Morris, man, you better be glad I like you. Because, oh, man, old Conehead got jokes, boy, I swear. Let me check my email real quick. Okay. Know that. Let's see. Okay, I got James Maxwell. Got that. I don't see any new emails that I need to, not from the chat anyway. I got some emails for some merchandise. That's another thing, guys. If you want my merchandise, just email me, man. I can get you I can get you either the t-shirts or the hoodies. Mr. Morris, fun fact, I'm rocking my fresh as AF Diesel TV hoodie. See, Mr. Morris just bought a hoodie, and it came pretty quick, man. I didn't realize it was going to go that quick, man, because when I was using a third party, it took a little bit longer, man. So, I mean, the shipping and stuff really didn't take as long as I thought by just going through me. So I'm going to start doing it through me. So like I said, if you guys want a hoodie or a t-shirt or anything, the t-shirts are like this. The only difference with the hoodie is they don't have this patch right here. Other than that, they're pretty much the same. And it's just a hoodie, the black and the same scheme, black or white. So just email me if you want one of those. Kareem Smith says, I have been on all sides of the 2A argument by being active duty military, living in an NO, which is one of the most strictest states on guns, and now in AL, which is a shall issue state. Okay. Mr. Moore said his hoodie came in 3 days, technically 2 days. So like I said, and that was during the Christmas season. So even with the Christmas season, it was quick. So okay, I don't know, but you ain't late, man. You're here on time. Don't worry about it. We're gonna be on for a little while. Don't even worry about it. Security 29 says, waiting on your travel coffee mug. I don't know if I got a coffee mug. I did do a coffee mug, and I showed y'all that not too long ago. But as far as a travel coffee mug, I don't know if they offer those or not. I have to look at that. And some of that stuff that I have already, I'm not bringing out until after the first of the year, sometime in January, something like that. So y'all can wait on it. It's going to be a little bit before that comes out. But I did, like I said, I got the mask. I want to do a hat, man, but it's so much to do a hat. So I probably won't be doing a hat no time soon. But I want to get my new shirts up probably this weekend or next week. I'm gonna get my new shirts up, and then I'm just trying to baby step all my stuff, man. So y'all just look out for it. I'll be making posts and everything, keeping y'all updated on it on my videos. So y'all just keep a lookout for it. Kareem Smith said it is a systematic problem of guns. Gun control, not guns or gun owners. You're correct. It is a systematic problem. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mainly part is that You know, you have some states that are anti-gun, you have some states that are for guns, man, and that's just how it is. You got two sides of the spectrum. I want to do a few pistol builds this coming year: G19, G26, and a G43X. I got you. I got you. I want to. My next Glock that I'm gonna get is a Glock 27, just for work. It's gonna be my backup gun to my Glock. It's gonna be a Glock 27. I know that's a heavy gun. That 40 is a hard round to shoot on a baby frame, but I'm gonna get it, man, just for a backup, so I can stick down in my vest for a backup. Mr. Moore says, remember, Chad, if you want into the What It Is crew, you need a Diesel TV hoodie and ski mask. That is an inside joke for the texting group that we got, man. Mr. Morris posted a picture of him, and I told him not to go around, robbing nobody with it on. And he sent me a video, man. I hope y'all saw that on my Friday Foolery Christmas edition. It's on Christmas. I dropped it. So if you haven't seen it, go back and look at it, man. It's pretty funny. An Olight Diesel edition would be great, bro. Olight has not even contacted me, which I'm not looking for them to contact me or anything like that. From what I heard from Texas Gun Vault, and I'm not trying to do what I've seen a lot of other YouTubers do with the flash sale stuff. No, I don't want to do that. So I don't know if a partnership with Olight would be a good partnership or not. What I will say is that's not going to stop me from saying what is a good product or not. I don't do it to get paid or anything like that. It would be nice to get some kind of free merchandise or something like that from them or something like that, but I don't want to be put in the flash sale kind of things, because some of those things on flash sale I wouldn't use. I only want to talk about things that I would use, and some of that stuff they do on flash sale is not the stuff that I would use, so I don't even want to talk about it. Randall says opinion and experience on 45 gap. 45 gap is an okay round. I mean, I'm not saying okay. 45 is my favorite round. Okay, my first experience with 45 gap was back in 2009, I think it was, and they were trying to. My department was trying to switch or have the option for a person that had small hands. They could get the smaller 45 and use that 45 gap. I shot it. I did not want to carry it because I shot the other gun better. So, and that was my only experience with it. I never even thought about getting any 45 gap or anything like that. So I really don't have a huge experience with it. I think anything that really shoots, man, I think is good for any kind of self-defense. Kevin Wilson says plates are Kevlar. I've always done Kevlar. I've just always been a Kevlar person, man. I don't know why. I don't have a reason behind it. I just always been a Kevlar person. Never been a plate carrier. You'll have military guys say plates all the way. I have always been Kevlar. Now I have had carried plates doing cert and all that stuff, but they're just so much heavier than Kevlar. If you're talking about, everyday whatever, or if you're just talking about just a jump and go kind of thing, I mean, you're talking about plates are a little bit heavier than Kevlar. So that's why I say Kevlar, because it's so much lighter. It's a lot more breathable than plates, and I just feel more comfortable with Kevlar. Solo J says nothing wrong with the Glock 26. The Glock 26 is the 9mm. Glock 27 is a 40 caliber, and that's the one that I'm planning on getting is the 40 on that baby frame. And I know if anybody has ever shot a 357 SIG through that baby Glock frame, which is Glock 33, man, it hurts. And I'm hoping the Glock 27 is not like that, but it did hurt me. It hurt my two fingers right here to shoot that gun, man. I'm hoping that Glock 27 is not like that, man. Security 29 is asking about ammo. I cannot tell you about what's cheaper or not these days, man, because ammo is just all over the place when it comes to price. It's all over. Woo. Oh, excuse me. Ammo is all over the place when you're talking about price. So I couldn't tell you what would be cheaper, 22 SR or 22 LR. I don't know. I just recently bought some 22 long rifle, though, because I just picked up a new 22. And it was my first 22 that I picked up. So I just got me some 22 long rifle, and it was not as cheap as it used to be. I wish it was, but it was not. Let me see. 22 TCM. Any experience with a 22 TCM? Sometimes I have to go online and see exactly what you're talking about, because I don't know. Oh no, I've never had an experience with 22 TCM. Never had that at all. Only kind of like crazy or off round that I've ever had experience with is a 5.7, the 357 SIG round. And those are the only two rounds that I could say that I've really had experience with when it comes to, the different kind of rounds, the bottlenecked kind of rounds, man. Other than that, no, I haven't had any with the 22 TCM. It looks interesting, though. It's the 22 for the 5.56. Huh. That does look interesting, though, man. I might look into that. I don't know. Mr. Moore says freedommunitions.com has the best rates and is always in stock. Okay. I'll check them out, man, because I still need some 9mm if they're not too expensive. He says, I want the 22, I want the Taurus TX22 with the threaded barrel. I don't really do 22s like that, man. Like I said, I picked up my first rifle, which is a 22, and the only reason I picked that up because it was so cheap. Other than that, man, I don't really do 22s like that, man. Joe Morgan, you're back with us, I see. But Diesel 22 is fun. You know what? I have just as much fun, I think, with 49mm and 45. I really tell you the truth. I mean, if that's what I carry, I like to practice with what I'm carrying. I don't like, man, I've never been to the range just to plink around. I don't do plinking. I've never done that. So only time I ever go to the range is for training, to shoot what I already have. If I plan on shooting a gun that I want to carry or think about carrying, I take it to the range and shoot it. But as far as I've never thought about carrying a 22. Now I've carried 380, and I've been to the range with 380 before, just because that was a backup weapon when at one time when I was as a police officer. But as far as I don't think I'd ever want to carry like a 22. So I've never actually trained with it. The only reason I got the 22 that I do have is because it was so cheap. And if worse come to worse, I can still use it for getting some kind of food on the table if I had to. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So Joe Morgan, we had this discussion last time. Somebody was talking about getting a conversion kit for an AR-15. They were going to convert it to a 22. Just so they can practice. My thing is, shooting a 22 is totally different than shooting a 9.45 or a 5.56. Don't do it to practice. I would never tell somebody to shoot a 22 to practice shooting your 45, just to save on money. I feel like that defeats the purpose. That's just like shooting a 115 grain but carrying 124 grain. Two totally different grains, and you're going to have two totally different responses from that gun. If you're going to shoot something that you practice with, it needs to be the same grain and everything like that. So I understand what you're saying if you want to do it but I just wouldn't condone that. Randall asks, "These are how much ammo do you shoot during range trips during these times?" I go to the range and shoot about 100 rounds total among 3 guns. Man, truthfully speaking, man, the last time I went to the range was about a month and a half ago. I probably shot like 800 rounds. That's why I don't go to the range, because I'm always shooting anywhere between 800 to 1,500 rounds. So I try not to go to the range that much. The next time I go to the range, hopefully will be soon, because I've got a few guns that I want to review. I'm only going to bring enough bullets to review those guns. And that might be like, I got 3 guns. I might take 300 rounds. And hopefully I don't shoot all those because I'm getting kind of low. Matt Moore says 7.62 by 39. You can still find it, and it's about 30. Oh, man, come over to the dark side. I got a 7.62 by 39. It's just on an AR platform. I want a true AK-47, but I do still have 7.62 by 39, and I have a few rounds, man, of those, because I haven't been shooting it that much. It's a full-size AR, about a 16-inch barrel, I think it is, or 18-inch, and I haven't shot it that much because, like I told you guys before, those rifles just sit in the safe. I don't even hang those on the wall no more. I just put those in the safe. Joe Morgan says, "Oh no, AR-15 conversions is lame. I have standalone 22 just to literally go screw around with just fun." Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the only reason I got my 22. It was not to train or anything like that. It's actually it's an old style 22, and I did not get it to train or take the place of training or anything like that, man. So I wouldn't condone anybody doing that. If you're gonna get a 22, get an actual 22. Don't get a conversion kit. Michael Smith says, "What is the cigar and the taste for the evening?" So I am drinking on Shock Top. I got Shock Top in my Steeler cup right here, and I'm drinking on a Christophe Cameroon. That's what I'm smoking on, man. Solo J says, "I just started getting into guns, so I don't know what is expensive and what is not. So what were prices before the pandemic?" Gun prices have really not gone up that much. But I will tell you, I got a Canic. One of the guns I looked at not too long ago was I got a Canic. And I paid right at $500 for it, and it's going for $899 now. I saw it on the same website I got it for. It's going for $899 now. Now, what has gone up are the ARs. ARs have gone up ridiculously stupid. So I have not even touched an AR or anything like that recently because they have gone up like just stupid. So Reginald Williams says, "What budget site would you suggest for an AR? Anything, man? Vortex or SIG makes a Romeo site that is pretty good too. I like the SIG Romeo sites a little better than I do the Vortex, but they're priced around the same. I would say I got them both, and I would get a Vortex if it was a little bit cheaper. I would get the Romeo because they go back and forth. One goes on sale and one's at full price, and then the other one go on sale and the other one be at full price. So whatever, whichever one is cheapest at the time when I'm looking is the one I get. I've got both Vortex and Romeo, and I like them both. They're both very, I wouldn't say very, very clear because you're going to get what you pay for, but they do the job. I'm not out here, jungle warfare or desert warfare or urban warfare or anything like that. I'm just taking my stuff to the range, man, and it does the job. So I'm not high dollar like that, man. I ain't got it like that. So it takes me a little bit, I gotta pinch pennies sometimes. So like I said, the Romeo or that Vortex Crossfire is a pretty good one. Romeo, I think it's Romeo 5 or something like that, that you can get for, that's just like it. Joe Morgan says Solo J, it is all too expensive, but get what you can get. You're right, Joe Morgan. You are totally right, man. Like I said, the reason why I haven't really gotten the guns that I want to get because they're so expensive, and only ones I do get now are the ones I can get on Blue Line, and that's it, man. And even finding one on Blue Line that is not back ordered or anything like that. Like I was trying to get that Glock 27 3 weeks ago, and it's still on back order. They still have not been able to get it because you can only get Blue Line from certain dealers that Glock allows to give the Blue Line. So I have to go through that one dealer in my area, and they are still on back order. I still cannot find that Glock 27. I call them every week when their truck comes in, and they don't get it. They haven't gotten any 27s yet. Augie 93 says 800 rounds. I'm positive you have more ammo than my range. Augie, man, I've got some rounds, but I'm getting a little low. I'm getting closer to the 5,000 mark on my 9, or below the 5,000 mark on my 9. That's why I'm trying to not go as much. But I've got a pretty good amount of rounds in every caliber that I carry. So that's why I'm still able to kind of go. I'm still kind of standoffish because I've always told myself if I get close to the 5,000 mark, I'm going to stop going to the range so much because I used to go to the range and I would dump a whole case easy. Now I try to take like half a case or something like that now. Kevin Wilson, what would you consider low ammo right these days? These days for a typical personality, I got my ammo way before this pandemic hit and all that stuff. But these days, I would say you're getting kind of low once you hit around the 500 mark. And that's just rounds for you to keep for defense and all that stuff. That's kind of low. I personally will want at least 1,500 rounds to keep for myself for each caliber. That's just personal. Some people say more, some people say less, but just personally, I would say 1,500 rounds per caliber would be where I would want to stay. Let me see. Where am I at? Matt Moore, you put an orange slice in your Shock Top? No, I do not. No, they do that at the bar, but I ain't that sophisticated to do that at home, man. I just pour it in there and drink it. TP9 Combat Elite did go up. Yes, it did. I got the TP9 Combat Elite SF, and that went up even more. Mr. Moore says DavidsonDefense.com has good rates on anything AR right now. I'll check them out, man. I'll check them out. I'm trying to get a good AR, man, but I just can't see myself paying $900 for an AR that was $400, you know what I'm saying, the first of the year. I cannot do it. I am not going to do it. Kelvin Wilson says, check out Optics Planet. Michael Smith says, you're going to love the Canic. Just shot mine 2 days ago with a trigger upgrade, and the springs done almost turned into my carry gun. Hey, man, listen, like I said, the Canic, I've had my Canic for probably 3 years. No, 2 years, maybe 2 years. And every time I take it to the range, man, I can't put it down. It's hard for me to put that gun down, man. I'll go out to 70 yards and I'll still be hitting metal. Now, I don't know exactly where I'm hitting. Y'all know I shoot metal targets, but 70 yards and I'm still hearing metal hit. Easy. I'm talking about I ain't gotta breathe or hold my breath. None of that. I just start firing 70 yards. I'm still hitting metal. And like I said, it's hard for me to put that gun down. Matt Moore says I'm a single man with simple tape. I got Cold, Coors Light, and Cowboy Killers, Marlboro 27. I hear you, man. Joe Morgan says he's a Camels and Jack, man. I like Jack, man. I do Jack and Cokes usually, but if I'm doing like straight, I got to do like Buffalo Trace or Blanton's or something like that. I can't drink that Jack straight. Security 9 says, should I buy a reflective vest in case I come across a car crash at night to provide first aid services? No. No. If you come across a crash at night and it's in the middle of the road, I've seen too many people die from doing that, man. Be careful. I don't want to say don't render any aid, but just be careful, because I've seen too many people die from trying to help out on wrecks that happen in the middle of the road. Too many people. Joe Morgan says, I've got 1,500 rounds in most all the magazines. Yeah, me too. I've got all my magazines full. I've got all my AR magazines full, and I've got a bunch of AR magazines. And I've got all those full. So any ammo that I have just out in boxes and stuff like that is the ammo that I like to take to the range, and I shoot that. Security 29. I don't shoot pellet guns. I've never shot a pellet gun or anything like that, man. So I wouldn't know what my favorite pellet gun is. Just a basic cross, man. If you're talking about a bow, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't do crossbows or nothing like that. Too many choices. One, I don't know about. I don't know exactly what you're asking. But if y'all talking about a crossbow, I don't know. Matt Moore says, never tried 9mm at 70 yards. How high do you don't have to hold it over? You don't have to hold it over the target. I put that dot right on target and it hits. And it hits. Now I have like the silhouette. It's probably as big as this Diesel TV. The white. My silhouette's probably that big. And I just aim it for the middle part of this silhouette and it hits every time. And I've done that with my Glock. I've done that with my Canic. I've done that with my Hudson. I've done it with my 1911s. All of them hit, man. Even 45. Those hit too. Joe Morgan says about 10 inches depends on the gun and ammo. I haven't had that experience, man. At 70 yards, I'm telling you, I've got video of it. That I'm trying to put together a compilation video of me shooting at the range. I've got video of me at 70 yards, and I don't hold it anywhere over the target. I hold it right in the middle of the target, and it hits. Augie93 says, how many magazines do y'all have? LOL. Well, it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about AR magazines, I probably got 150, 200 AR magazines. Other than that, all the magazines I haven't. I don't buy extra magazines for my handguns. Now, I have bought 2 15-round magazines for my SIG P365 just because they're 15-round magazines. Other than that, I don't buy like extra backup magazines or anything like that. Now, my Glock 19 has maybe 8 or 9 magazines that I can carry because I have other Glocks that will fit into that handgun. But just the magazines that came with that gun, I haven't bought any extra ones for it. Now that 70 shot, I've shot on irons and I've shot on dot. And even on my dot, I put it on the target and I don't have to put it over it or nothing like that, man. TJ Johnson says, respect you, please, and appreciate the really good ones who are deep in the community, serving and good, going above and beyond. The job is a calling service and is contagious. You're right, man. I mean, it's something you want to do, got to love doing. I'm telling you, them checks ain't keeping me there. I'm telling you that right now. Them checks ain't keeping me there. Joe Miller, also 3-inch barrel. Woo. Randall says, Diesel, if you had to I am legend across the country, what firearms and how much ammo do you grab from storage? Ooh. When you're talking about stuff like that, man, I'm going to travel light. So I'm going to carry my 7.5-inch AR, and I'm probably going to carry like a Glock or something like that, because I'll have to worry about cleaning it as much or keeping it as clean and stuff like that. And I'm going to carry at least 10 mags for the AR and probably 5 mags for the Glock, and keep those full. And hopefully I wouldn't need any more. But you're talking about, man, it's going to be hard to walk with that much ammo, man. So I'm probably talking about 300, maybe 500-600 rounds to carry with me, if that, man. Because I mean, you can't just talk about ammo. You got to talk about food and all the other stuff that you got to carry too. So that's kind of hard, man. I don't know. That would be hard. That would be hard choice right there, man. Very hard choice. Matt Moore says he's up to 150 AK mags now. That's all right. I know you sent me, I think you sent me a picture of your mag pouches, man. That was a pretty good deal you got on those mag pouches. Too many choices. I have like 5 or 6 AR mags. Hey, man, that's still good, man. That's still good. If you have one AR, shoot. I mean, 2 AR mags for one AR mag is really good. I mean, really, when you think about it, man, you can only shoot one magazine at a time, and we are not in war times right now. So I would say at least 5 mags for each AR is good. I would say, especially if you have a carrier or something like that, because a carrier is really, you don't want to put a carrier loaded down with AR mags. So usually the typical amount of mags you carry on the carriers is about 4 AR mags and about 4 handgun mags, or 2 handgun mags, and 4 AR mags. I mean, that's what I meant to say. So, I mean, 5 AR mags is just what you need. Joe Morgan says, I'm up to 10 AR mags, but I'm buying at least 10 more and filling them with stimulus. That's funny. Michael Smith says, I have a Glock 27 and I like it, but just too small for my hands and too snappy with hollow points. Got to find a way to tame that recoil. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing with that 27 that I'm really concerned about, is that I might have to get like extensions, pinky extensions or something like that for it, but I'm hoping the recoil is not as bad as that 357 SIG, man. That's what I'm just hoping it's not that as bad as that. Too many choices. I have more AK mags than AR. That's not bad, man. I wish I could have more AK mags, man, but the AK mags I need for that AR platform are too expensive. I can't just use the regular metal AK mags for that AR platform. They have to be the special ones. So I was looking them up, man. They were like $17-$20 a piece, somewhere around there. Security 29s, can you show us how your department shotgun rubber bullets? No, I cannot. That's the department stuff. I don't show the department stuff like that. I'll show when I'm at work, but I don't really show their stuff. All the guns that I'm only shown, I haven't even shown my department handgun. So no, I'm not going to make a video on that. I wish I could, but I don't want to get into, I don't even want to go to my chief about that. So I'm not going to do that. Too many choices at 7.5. Give me that extra 3-inch of barrel, 10.5 at least on the AR. Well, you know what? A lot of people say that, but I qualified. I qualified with my AR at 7.5-inch. At 100 yards, it was still tacking 0. It was still at 0. So I mean, contrary to popular belief, that 10.5 really did not make a huge difference at 100 yards. And I don't know, but I'm not trying to shoot over 100 yards anyway. Augie93 says, do y'all like drum or stick mags only? I only like stick mag. Drum mags, they add too much weight for me. I don't like drum mags. They add way too much weight for me. I don't like for my gun to be so heavy to where I can't just keep it up, or it gets a little heavy after a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? I know I got big arms and everything, but you know what I'm saying? I gotta keep them. I gotta keep them guns as light as I can. Especially when you're talking about wearing a vest and all that stuff. It's kind of hard to even keep up a gun when you got to keep your arms out like this around that vest. So I try to keep my guns as light as I can. Matt Moore says, I prefer stick mags over drum mags. Drums weigh too much and are finicky. I like standard 30 round mags. Same with me, Matt. Same with me. I feel the same way. James, I did get your emails, man. I did. I just looked at them. I think I only got one of them, though. Let me see. I got the one, and I haven't gotten your other one yet. I don't think I have. I might have them on my phone. For some reason, my computer takes a while to get emails for some reason. I don't know why. On some emails, anyway. Let me see. Okay, James, I'll look for it. And I'll probably give you a call tomorrow sometime if you're not busy. I know you probably might be working. I'll send you a text message first, and then you can just call me whenever you're free. So we'll just do it that way. I don't want to call you while you're in court or something like that. So I'll send you a text message, and then you just call me when you're free. Too many choices. What are your opinion on the pistol brace thing being law enforcement? I think it's a load of crap. I do feel some type of way about the manufacturers trying to make the braces as close to a stock as they can. I think that's what ultimately made the ATF do what they did. But I think it's a load of crap that the ATF took the route that they took, because there was no definite answer on what we could and could not do in their opinion. I mean, it was like, we're going to say this AR is good and this AR isn't, based on what you have on your AR. I feel like that is just a load of crap. So that's just my 2 cents. Mr. Morris, I ain't even going to acknowledge your comment, sir. Thank you. Okay. Well, James, I'll call you tomorrow then if you're on vacation. I know jury trials were suspended here. They started back up a couple weeks ago. So yeah. Any other questions? Just waiting to hear from y'all. The chat has slowed down a lot. Randall, I am not a car guy. Randall asked me if I'm a car guy also. I am not an actual car guy. But, you know, I do like cars, but not like muscle cars. I don't really know much about them, man. Cars are not really my thing. Now, motorcycles, you know, I love motorcycles. You can talk to me about motorcycles all day long. But as far as cars go, no. You know, my first bike that I bought was a CBR 900 RR. And the second bike I got was a Hayabusa 1300 RR. So, you know, I love bikes. I love crotch rockets. You know, I worked one of my jobs at the sheriff's department. I was a motor cop, so I rode a Harley Davidson to work. I mean, into work all the time while I was working. And we did a lot of escorts and stuff like that with that. James Maxwell, nice. Any good criminals who need good counseling? Yes, sir. There are always criminals that need good counseling. Mr. Morris, man, I appreciate it, and I will acknowledge that. I really appreciate it, you sucker. You ain't nothing. I'm gonna talk junk to you. I don't care, you sucker. Joe Morgan says, "How was taking your wife shooting, or have you not got?" I'm not married, Joe. I'm not married. No ring, sir. Not here. Mr. Morris says, "Real question: why is the flag on your shirt face the way they are?" I've had that asked to me before. It's not necessarily supposed to be the American flag. Okay. I did not want it to be the American flag. I wanted it to be something similar to a flag, but not the American flag. And a lot of people say it's facing the wrong way and things of that sort. This is how I designed my shirt, and this is how I wanted it, man. It's just this is what it is. Like, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you when it comes down to it. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I like this design. I had a friend of mine come up with it. She came up with it, and I liked it, and I said, "Let's go with it," and that's what we did. And I didn't even think about it being the American flag or anything. I wanted to resemble it with the stars and everything, and my cigars, being somewhat of the stripes and all that stuff. But it's not supposed to be the American flag. I don't think anything can really take the place of the actual design of the American flag. So. Too many choices. 1,300. Holy crap! Yeah, man, that bike was fun, bro. That bike was a lot of fun. I love that bike, man. I sold it. I sold it a couple years ago, and I don't have it anymore. I plan on getting another one. I wanted to get another one back then, but some things happened to where I couldn't get it. I bought a house and stuff like that. So, motorcycle cops, they are the worst. Hey, man, you know what, James Maxwell? The division that I worked for, we didn't hardly do any traffic enforcement. What we mainly did was escorts. We did funeral escorts. We did a lot of motorcycle escorts and stuff like that. We weren't a year-round group. We only rode during the summertime and the fall, when the weather was nice. Other than that, you was in your car patrolling. But if there was a special event going on or something like that, we did parades. We did a lot of parades and things of that sort. Native Girl says she was a bike girl. She was a Yamaha R1. I know that's right. Yamahas are quick, man. I tell you what, man. I just, I've always told myself, I don't want nothing but either a Honda or a Suzuki. Yamaha and Kawasaki, I never really was into like that. Jamal Underwood says, why don't you ride anymore? Only reason I don't ride no more is because I don't have a bike, man. I wish I had one. I think about it every time it gets hot. I want to go out and just buy one, but my finances ain't all the way right for me to get one yet. So, trust me, I'm gonna get another bike. It's just gonna be a little bit of time before I get one. James Maxwell says, no doubt, but I'm not cheap. I handle major felonies. James, where are you located? I can't remember where you said you. I think you said Texas, but I can't remember where you said you was located. So Randall says, okay, I'm switching from a crotch rocket to a Harley. I high-sided my GSXR. Know much about Harleys. I do know a little bit about Harleys. I don't know a lot about Harleys. One of the major things I know about Harleys are they're slow. They're just slow. Other than that, I do know a little bit about Harleys. What you want to know about them? No rings, just. Oh man, don't go there. Do not go there. Steven Central says, no rings, just whop. And I'm not going there. Joe Morgan says, I need counsel, but I'm not a criminal. Oh, man. Y'all are on one today, man. Mustache Man says, how many times a month do you shoot? When it is not wintertime. Now, North Carolina has some kind of, they're brutal winters to me. Now, I'm from Pennsylvania. The winters up there are a lot more brutal, but I've gotten used to the weather down here, so I call the winters down here brutal. If it's cold outside, I do not want to go shoot. So during the summertime, I usually go twice a month. During the wintertime, I usually go once, maybe once or twice in the wintertime alone. So I just don't like being out in the cold. I appreciate that, Joe Morgan, man. I really do appreciate it. What are you talking about, Mr. Morris? Not the front, the shoulder, the flag. I rock faces towards where I'm from. I'm moving. I don't know what you're saying. I thought. I don't know. I don't know. Michael Kuckerberg says, serious question. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Full disclosure, I am a pro pineapple on pizza. Pineapple is also a safe word. Oh, man. Y'all are funny tonight. Pineapple can go on whatever you want it on. I've had pineapple on pizza. I don't mind it. It's not my go-to, but I don't mind it. I mean, it is what it is. Mr. Morris says, FYI, your logo is dope. I appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate it. Pineapple. Joe Morgan says, pineapple goes on pizza, Mark. See, I mean, it's just whatever you want. Man, this is America. Y'all know this is America. Y'all can do whatever you want. Free. Too many choices says, so you were a chips officer. How do you like the shorts? LOL, I couldn't resist. Yeah, I bet you couldn't resist. We didn't wear shorts. We wore BDUs. We wore black BDUs and just our combat boots and a shirt. I mean, it wasn't a special get up that we had, man. The same thing we wore when we drove around our cars. The same thing we wore when we were riding our motorcycles. Now, if we had a parade or something like that, we tried to get dressed up for it, wear our finest and stuff like that. But the actual pants, we had to wear BDUs because the actual pants that we wore were polyester, and the Harleys would make them melt. So we didn't wear the issue pants. They gave us different pants to wear, and we were allowed to wear those at all times. So that's what we wore. James Maxwell says he's in Florida. If anybody's in Florida and they need counsel, call your local James Maxwell. He can help you on anything. A little pricey, but he can help you. Security 29, man. Appreciate you coming, man. Appreciate the support, bro. I hope you get the feeling better. James Maxwell says the best state, far superior to the Carolina. The only thing you're superior in is crime. That is it, sir. I'm sorry. And I'm not even from North Carolina. I'm not even born here. This is just where I spent most of my life. But I will tell you, the only thing you're superior in is crime. Okay, Randall asked me about motorcycles. His opinion on the 1200, the Iron 1200. I want to build it into a bobber. Are Harleys as high maintenance as they say they are? Yes, they are very high maintenance. I want to tell you, every time I used to ride my motorcycle everywhere. I never pulled it. I always rode it everywhere. And we used to take a trip to Miami. We used to take a trip to Florida, somewhere in Florida every year. We either go to Miami, Orlando, Daytona, something like that. But we would take a trip every year. A couple guys. It was about 20 to 40 of us that would ride down there. We'd ride down there and ride down and ride back. I was one of the only ones that had a crotch rocket that would ride down there. But every time we went, a Harley Davidson would break down. It would only be a Harley. I mean, you would have Gold Wings, you had Kawasaki's, but it was only a Harley that broke down. And I'm not even saying that to be, I have nothing against Harleys, but they are high maintenance and they will get into your pockets if you don't keep them up. So, guys, Michael Smith says, Mr. Morris, I asked the same question about the flag. I will still order a shirt to support the brother because they do look nice. Just better not shrink on the first wash. I've washed this shirt twice, and it has not shrunk too much on me. It still fits about the same. I can tell it got a little smaller, but not really that much. So I don't think that is a huge issue. I'm trying to see how many washes it takes before if this stuff starts fading or not. And that's what I really want to see, if anything's going to start fading. So far, man, they've been good sorts. And I'm like, guys, I will let you guys know, I don't try to keep that from y'all. I ain't trying to sell y'all no crap. So I will let you know if they are crap. For real. Yeah, Joe Morgan, if it's 10 degrees outside, I'm probably not even I'm not even trying to get out of bed if it's 10 degrees outside, bro. For real. Augie 93 says shooting indoors sucks. Indoor shooting it has its time and its place. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to do some nighttime shooting, or low light shooting, the best place to go is an indoor range, man. You turn off the lights, but that's only if you're the only one in there. I've gone to indoor ranges before where I've requested to turn off the lights and I couldn't because there's somebody else in there. And then other times they let me because I'm the only one in there. So yeah, man, it just depends. I could go to my range now if it wasn't so wet outside. I could go to my range now and shoot outside at 6 o'clock, but at 6 o'clock when night falls, it gets real cold. So it's just something I ain't doing. Jamal would say he means the flag on your shoulder, not the front of the shirt. Oh, I didn't even notice that, guys. Huh. I'll change that. Don't worry. I'll get that changed. Oh, man. Joe Morgan says, oh, no, I got an image of Dangle shorts and Diesel. Not a good combo. Sorry, dude. I don't think that'd be a good combo either, man. Oh, man, Chips used to be my show, man. I'll tell you right now. That's probably one of the reasons I wanted to be a motor cop, because I saw Chips, and I've always wanted to be a motor cop. There's two things. I always wanted to be a motor cop because of Chips, and I always wanted to do undercover because of 21 Jump Street. So, I did both of them. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, Augie 93. His brother suffered second-degree burns in a motorcycle accident on the force a few years back. Man, sorry to hear that. Hope he's all right. Yeah, Mr. Morris. I didn't notice that on my flag on my shoulder. Like I said, this has been only me doing this. I've been the only one, and I put it together so quick that I really didn't notice it, man. I'm sorry about that, but I will be fixing that, man. All the new orders that we get, I will be fixing it, and whoever wants me to replace the shirt that they have, I will replace it. I will do that for you. All right, so just get at me. If you've ordered a shirt from me and you want the flag to be fixed, just get at me and I'll fix it for you. James Maxwell says, I appreciate that, but I specialize in criminal defense and civil rights violations. James, I got a story to tell you when I call you if you're talking about civil rights violations, man. I got a story to tell you. So buckle up. I wouldn't say Harley's too many choices. Says Harley's must be the Ford of the motorcycle world. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far, man. But like I said, man, I've seen Harleys not be as reliable, and like it's always, I don't know, man. Never had a problem out of the Harleys when I rode Harleys for the department. Never had a problem with those. But every time, I'm telling you, every time, and it might have been a person that wasn't just taking care of their bike. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be one of those things too. But like I said, every time it was a Harley Davidson that broke down. Duke Adams, what's going on, man? What's going on? I've been on for almost 2 hours now, man. Probably going to be on for another 30 or 45 minutes, man. Texas Gun Vault. Hey, man, what's going on? How's it going? Appreciate you coming in, hero. Appreciate you. Duke, you missed a whole bunch, man. That's what you missed. You missed a whole bunch. You should have been here. You should have got that notification. I don't know why, but they're saying my notifications on my channel are not going out. I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard it a lot, but I heard they weren't going out. So I don't know. No problem, Jason. I appreciate your support. Anything you do is awesome because you are the man. like I said, guys, I'm going to be fixing the flag on my shirt. Don't worry about it. If you want me to replace your shirt, I can. I will. So I'm sorry about that. I didn't notice that until somebody pointed it out to me just now. That's crazy. Joe Morgan says YouTube is monkeying around with things. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I mean, but it is what it is. James Masters, big story. I've studied criminal matters since I was a child. I doubt you can tell me anything that would surprise me, but I'm always enjoying a good war story. Okay, you're going to enjoy this one. Bobby, yeah, nope, I cannot tell about it yet, man. I cannot tell you about that story yet. You'll be getting it, man. You just got to have some patience. Patience is a virtue. Sometimes you got to wait for it because I don't want to have to only tell half of the story and keep a lot of the information out because I'm going through some things, so you just have to have a little bit of patience. I'll come out with it. YouTube is anti-gun and pushing a globalist agenda. Yeah, I mean, well, YouTube is anti-gun. I think they are anti-gun, and I do have a few problems. And Texas Gun Vault can tell you guys too, man. If you don't follow Texas Gun Vault, make sure you subscribe to his channel, man. I get a lot of good information from Texas Gun Vault. Y'all get information from me, but the information you get from Texas Gun Vault, the information you get from me comes from Texas Gun Vault, most likely. So when it comes to guns, so you guys go ahead and subscribe to him, man, if you haven't yet. Yeah, the story is going to be real good, guys. I'm telling you, it's probably, listen now, if I was to tell the story in just one sitting, it'd probably be about a 2.5, 3 hour story. So it's probably going to be a multiple videos that I'm gonna come out with because it is a long story, and so just stand by, man. Like I said, when I come out with it, I'll let you guys know, and you'll be the first ones to know, man. My subscribers will be the first ones to know about it. Texas Guns LOL. I'm just a dork who likes guns, and I'm just a nerd that likes guns. So I love guns, and I still don't have as much information about guns as you do. Oh, clicked on the wrong thing. Hold on one second. So Mark Huckerberg says, Diesel, do you have or are you going to get in other platforms for your channel like Parler or other? That way you can transition away from YouTube once they get worse. No, listen, man. YouTube was never anything that I got into to make money or anything like that. It was something that I did because it basically was able to take my mind off some of the things that I was going through. Now, if y'all don't know, when I first started doing YouTube 6 months ago, I was out of police. I was not a police officer. My certification was being held from the department that I'm working for now. They were holding my certification. I was still certified as a police officer. I just was not an active police officer. And because of reasons, I could not actually work at the time. Once I got all that stuff cleared up and all that, I was able to get back to work. But during that time, 2019 and 2020, I really needed something to keep my mind off of some of the things that I was going through. And YouTube was just there to take my mind off of that. And I got into YouTube and I really, really liked it. It was a hobby that I really liked. I really enjoyed doing it. So it's not anything that if YouTube went away, I would find something else. But all the work I went into learning YouTube, learning how to edit, learning how to upload and all that stuff, I just don't have the time to find and do it on a different platform. So that's why I can't go to a different platform and do it that way, man. I just feel like it would take up too much time for me to learn a different platform. Now, if I had to learn a different platform because this platform was no longer available, yes. But as far as getting that right now, no, I can't do that right now. John Allen said he gets my notifications. Well, that's good. James Maxwell, man, stop, man, just stop. You'll hear about it. Don't worry about it. You'll hear about it. Mr. Moore said he's here because he needs lotion fund. Y'all want to give me a lotion fund? That's fine. I don't need a lotion fund, but it's always good to have extra lotion on hand. You know what I'm saying? Mustache Man says, have you ever had to fire your weapon as an officer? No, I have come very, very close, but I have never had to do that before. No. Texas Gun Vault says, I understand I have gone through very tough times in my life. 4 years ago, I was at the lowest point in my life. Making YouTube videos helped me keep things feeling like normal. I mean, listen, you guys have no idea what YouTube has done as far as keeping my mind sane from the things I went through, man. And Texas Gun Vault speaks, just speaks truth. That is the God honest truth, man. I don't know if I would have been able to make it through the times that I did without YouTube and having you guys supporting me and things of that sort, man. That's why I'm so grateful, man. That's why I'm still doing it, man, because truthfully speaking, I work literally every day. If it's not working at YouTube, doing something for YouTube, editing a video or something like that, I'm at work with the police department, and I just have hardly any free time, man. I really do. And I don't mind it because I love doing it. I do it for you guys. I like the support. I love the support. And it's just one of them things I don't want to stop YouTube, man. I really do enjoy it. So Joe Morgan says, sent you a funny email. Jason pulled a prank on a friend today. All right. Let me see if I got that email. I'll read it a little later, but I'm going to see if I got it at least. Because, like I said, my computer, man, this Mac, this iMac, man, I don't know what's going on. Oh, gosh. Let me see. James Maxwell says he definitely needs lotion. Man, why y'all got to see? Why y'all got to go there? Native girl, I know you're there. And you've already offered. And if I need somebody to talk to, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you, girl. Joe Morgan says if Diesel wants rough skin, let him. LOL. I don't lotion either. See, y'all leave me alone, man. This is America. Oh, okay. Okay, Joe. I got you. Hold on, guys. All right, so let me see. Let me catch up. Diesel, how was it training with NVG? I hope you're talking about night vision. I don't have a lot of training with it, man. I don't have a lot of training with it. We were issued night vision, but we didn't use it that much. It wasn't one of those things that we had to use as much. It was fun. It was fun. I liked it, but it wasn't anything that we used that much. So it wasn't really a use to keep training with it or whatever. So, but it was fun. I know some guys do nighttime coyote hunting or something like that, and they use night vision, and they've offered for me to go, and I'm just not having interest in it, man. Night vision is one of the look, man. I try to be as practical as I can when it comes to what I do when it comes to guns. And just using night vision does not seem as practical to me. That's why I have not even thought about getting one. So, oh man. Mustache Man says, don't get lotion on your new grips. Man, look here. James Maxwell says, don't worry, I need lotion too. My skin is rough as an NC back road. It might be. Come on, James. I'll take you to one of them back roads. You'll see how rough they are. Which you're probably used to. Y'all, man, all the roads in Florida are rough. Bobby Yes says, did y'all use lasers on your rifle on SWAT? No, we did not use lasers. Lasers was something we did not use. Now, I did have a laser on one of my patrol rifles I did use, and that was just for intimidating factors. That wasn't for anything other than for intimidation to make, once somebody sees that laser, sometimes their mind changes. You know what I'm saying? No, I've never looked into getting a PI license. Never looked into that. Hold on. Been on here for 2 hours and 10 minutes. See now, Texas Gun Vault was on for about 2.5 hours the other day. I'm trying to keep up with him. He is the man. Hey, hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to take a call while I'm live with y'all. I'm live on YouTube. Can I call you right back? All right. Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris says, you're right. His elbows look like ancient Egyptian drawings, man. Oh, my gosh, man. Joe Morgan says the laser kind of gives your position away. LOL. I always figured it was a scare for scare the pants off. Yeah, because I would never use a laser if I was trying to hide. I would use a laser if I was standing in front of somebody and I was telling them to put down a gun or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So they would already know where my position was. Yeah, you never train like I would never use a laser, in concealment or anything like that. That's just like using a flashlight, kind of like you tell them where you're at. But walking up to somebody, put the gun down, you put that laser on them and they start seeing that laser, man, that's kind of like an intimidating factor. That was one of the things that I used my laser for. So Randall says, to what extent are the patrol officers trained to deal with an active shooter situation? Are they told to cordon off and wait for the SWAT or attempt to apprehend with 2 or 3 patrol officers? We are trained to go to the threat, run to the threat. Don't wait for anybody, but run to the threat. Try to go with 1 or 2 other people. So it'll be 3 people. You want to the ultimate thing, you want to have at least 4. But if it's only you and another person, that's just, if you're there first, you go to the threat and you try to stop the threat. Mr. Moore says, feel there's working in. But see, okay, so as a police officer, you cannot do a private eye. You can't be a Bell's bondsman. Stuff like that is like conflict of interest, so you can't do that. And I don't want to. I love law enforcement, and I'm not trying to get out of it. So that's why I've never really looked into it. It might be something I might look into after retirement or something like that. But as far as like right now, it's not anything I will look into because you cannot be certified as a PI or a bail bondsman or a insurance adjuster as a police officer. That's written in law. You can't do it. Do you think gun and ammo prices will come down anytime soon? I think we got at least another year or 2 before gun ammo prices come down, and I don't think they will ever go back to where they were. I really have a hard time even fathoming that they would go back down to where they were before, man. I mean, that's just like gas prices. Like once gas went up, it stayed up. And I don't even see a reason for it to being up as high as it is now. So once they get a taste of that money, man, I really don't think they'll go back down. They might go down a little bit, but I don't think you can buy a Winchester white box for $9.99 like you used to. It'll probably be around $14-15, and that'll be cheap. Right, Mr. Morris, I got you. Mr. Morris, I got you. Yeah, Joe, what are you referring to? I didn't understand that question. or that statement. Hey, Texas Gun Vault, what are you drinking on tonight? Because I know you got something you're drinking on. I got Shock Top. All right, let me see where I'm at. Let me see. Joe, I'm going to refer to. Scott Peterson. Yeah, that was disgraceful. Mustache Man says, what is your favorite AR length and caliber? My favorite caliber is 5.56 223. I mean, 223 5.56 is about the same to me. I like them both same. I would say about a 14 inch is probably my favorite length. 14 and a half, somewhere around there is my favorite length. I'm really liking my 7.5 though, man. I'm telling you, man, it reminds me too much of the MP5, clearing the house with, man, that small barrel length. I really, really like mine. And for me to qualify like I did, I thought I was going to throw some rounds at 100 yards, but man, it didn't. It kept inside. It kept inside a little. It was a ring about this big, and I kept all my rounds inside that ring, man. And like I said, I was really impressed with my 7.5. So I like the 14.5, but the 7.5 is getting right on up there, especially when I'm like carrying it, clearing houses, how light it is, and all that stuff. I'm really enjoying that. Too Many Choices got Heineken. Otis, bro, what is Shock Top? It's beer. That's Shock. Just like Blue Moon. It's basically Blue Moon, but it's a different company. I was asking if it's the thing where you always try to outnumber someone. Yeah, I mean, really, when you think about it, man, officer safety is the main thing. So you always want to do a dynamic entry. I mean, kind of like a dynamic entry. You do want to outnumber them, man. I mean, that's just officer safety. You want to have the numbers there to be as safe as you can. See, the thing about it is North Carolina is one of the most recognized concealed carry permits that you can carry. Didn't know that, did you, buddy? James Maxwell. Native Girl said, never heard of the drink Shock Top. It must be it must be a South thing. I don't know. I don't know. I like it. I've had it. Man, I've had it in different states before. I know I've had it in California. And I'm pretty sure I've had it in Florida, I believe, but I don't know for sure. Mustache Man says, how do you think the police handled the Nashville bombing situation? Man, listen, I don't know. I don't know, man, because there ain't really that many situations happening. I think they did what they could to clear out the area and get people away from the area and then send in, the bomb squad and everything like that. But that's all it would be. If you think it was like, truthfully speaking, it was a good thing that they put that warning in that it was going to explode. I mean, even though you might not believe it's going to happen, like when we get a bomb threat at a school or something like that, we do the same thing, try to clear out the area, get everybody out the area, and then we have people that will search the area. Now, for me, I ain't going to no I ain't going to no school that has a bomb threat. I'm sorry, I'm staying as far away as I can. But they'll have people that go with the dogs and everything and sniff and make sure there are no bombs or nothing like that. And that's mainly what we do. We do like a bubble. And if you're within that bubble, you have to clear the area. Mr. Morris, how far are you from Anderson, South Carolina? I don't know. Let me see. I'll look that up real quick. I have no idea how far I am from Anderson, South Carolina, but I will. Anderson SC. I don't know. We will find out. It says 3 hours. I am 3 hours from Anderson, South Carolina. Not a bad drive. You got people in Anderson, South Carolina, Morris? Mr. Morris? Well, Native Girl, you need to find, if you like Blue Moon, you will like Shock Top. Y'all are just talking amongst yourselves. Next time. Okay. Holland, Elio Holland. I'll look up that Pliny the Elder. I'll look that up, man. I will look that up in Cali. I haven't been back to Cali. I haven't been planning on. I want to go back to Cali, man. I love Cali, man. They got beautiful weather, always motorcycle weather there. And, you know. Mr. Morris, I appreciate it. He says, I want a premium hoodie with shoulder female option to hook on my own patches. Make it happen. And yes, brother, from my aunt unit RN. Oh, okay. You know what? I don't know. I will look into that, the patch option for the hoodies, man. I might have to go to another company to do that, though, because I don't know if the company that I'm with is like the tactical kind. So we'll have to see. But that would be nice to be able to have a hoodie. Good God, Mr. Morris, man, I really appreciate that, man. I looked at that real quick. I did not see, man, I really appreciate that, man. And I will look into that. Email me, and I'll get you a shirt or something. Email me. Good gosh, I really do appreciate that. Too many choices says I need to get a holster for my AR pistol so I can open carry. That would look hilarious. I've seen it before, though. I have seen it before. Man, Mr. Morris, I really appreciate that, man. And Mr. Morris, I appreciate your service. Thank you. James Maxwell says, Mr. Morris, are you serving? Yes, Mr. Morris, are you serving? I get it that you are serving because you said your unit are in Anderson. Mustache Man says, Cali is a cancer on America and freedom. Listen, they might be, but Cali got some beautiful women. I'm sorry. Cali got some beautiful women. That's why Cali got some beautiful women. So that's why I want to go back. I ain't trying to go back to keep my freedom. I don't want to tell you what I'm trying to go back for, but just know that Cali got some beautiful women. Reynolds says, Diesel, have you began your NFA adventures yet with the suppressor? No, I haven't started yet. I plan on going either next week or the week after that, especially if we get this stimulus money. I'm going to take some of that and put it towards my suppressor. I am just not looking looking forward to the wait. It's like a 6 to 8 month wait on the suppressor, man. And I know once I pay for that suppressor, I'm gonna be itching to get it, man. So I am not looking forward to that. But I am going to go either. I might go this week, either this week or next week. It was this week or not next week. It's this week or next week. I'm going. I don't know when for sure, but I am going to start that process up real soon. I'll let y'all know how it goes and all that stuff, and let y'all know, how easy it is. I'm pretty sure that the paperwork is because they have these kiosks now where you go up and you just fill out everything. You roll your own prints, from what I heard, and stuff like that. So it's not that hard to do, I don't think. So some of the guys I work with, they've done theirs and they said it was a real easy process. It's just that wait time is what they don't like. And Texas Gun Vault would be able to tell you how the Texas Gun Vault has 30 plus stamps. So he would be able to tell you that. James Maxwell says, I've got a few NFA weapons. It's not a big deal. Just submit the paperwork and wait. I mean, that's basically what they say, man. Just submit the paperwork and wait. Too many choices as beautiful fake woman, but you're right. Hey, listen. These I ain't trying to take nothing home to mama. Anything like that. It's nice to look at them. So that's all I'm saying. Otis Holland says, be careful, bro. Some of the honeys are dudes. Yeah, they are. More beautiful than the PA women. James, you always got something to say about where I'm from, man. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Joe Morgan says, don't do it, Diesel. They will trick you into staying. Those left toast girls are loco. Listen, I ain't talking about staying. I ain't going to be there long enough. Nothing like that. So, no. Texas Gun Vault, I don't know either. I've been on for 2.5 hours, man. It don't even feel like it. It feels like I've been on for like 30 minutes or something like that, man. I don't know how. I mean, it just gets away from you. Almost like playing PlayStation. Y'all ever played a game on PlayStation and been like just playing, and then all of a sudden you look up and it's been like 3 hours later? It's like, whoa, how did I stay on for that long? Mr. Morris says, I got your back. We've already talked about how my stance on how important it is for you being here. No, I am no longer active, but I am private sector and happen to know a few people on the food chain. Mr. Morris, like I said, man, I really appreciate that support, bro. I really do appreciate it, man. Really do. And you didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? You already know. We've talked before. You don't have to and all that stuff. But I really do appreciate it. Yes, David Henderson, I am talking about buying a suppressor. I don't like to call them silencers because they do not silence the weapon. They suppress the sound. So I call them suppressors. I don't call them silencers. I know a lot of people call them silencers, and that's neither here nor there, but that's just my personal preference. I don't call them silencers. I call them suppressors. Mr. Anderson says that I am in the market for a silencer, ATM. The silencer shop kiosk is a sweet technology. Yes, it is, man. Like I said, from what I understand, you just go in there, type in all your information, do your own fingerprints and all that stuff. I'm not sure about the identifications, how that works, how many forms of ID you got to bring or anything like that. So I gotta look into that and see exactly what all I need. But yes, it is a very good deal. In the name, and it should come up, and that's how you highlight it. My connection keeps on going out. I tell you, Windstream, man, they need to fix their internet, man. James Maxwell says, it's not my fault. PA is an amusing place. You can say mean things about Florida, even though it's the best place. It's the bestest place. No, I would. You know what, though? I did go down to Florida. And, I went down to Miami, Florida. And the most enjoyable thing for me was smoking a cigar on the sidewalk and just watching all the people walk by, man. People watching while I smoke my cigar. I enjoyed that for like 3 hours. I just smoked a cigar and was just like, look at this here. And Florida got a bunch of people. Now, I know a lot of them were visitors and travelers and stuff like that, but Florida is just an amusing place. John Allen says, has anyone used the shorty shotgun shells? If so, what are your thoughts? I've never used them before. I've always had just regular old shotgun shells, man. Never used them before. Joe Morgan says, oh, I got you, Diesel, hit and run. I didn't say that. I did not say that. Those words did not come out of my mouth. Mustache Man says, Diesel loves his thoughts. Thoughts never came out my mouth. No, sir, I plead the fifth. That I've never talked bad about any women. Don't like my thoughts or my hit and runs. No. Hey, James, you got my back on this one, right? I need some counsel. David Henderson says, I got what you're saying. I know the semantics. I just go by what the manufacturers call them. And you're right. Some manufacturers do call them silencers and all that stuff. But like I said, I have yet to find one that was just totally silenced. Now, they have some out there. There are 22s that have been totally silenced. And I haven't. I have shot one. I have seen one shot. I have not shot one. I have seen one shot where the only thing you really could hear was the actual slide. And that was it. And I think the H and K's that they did for the military, they had a latch on there where their slide wouldn't come back. And it was one of those things where, it basically totally made the gun silenced. And I have not looked into it totally that much, but I know Texas Gun Vault probably would know exactly what I'm talking about on that one. John Allen says, yes, Cali does, but the big booties are down south. I'm just saying, you're right. They are down south. They are down south, and I love those too. But I live here in the down south, so it's always good to go around and see other things. Mr. Morris, man, what are you doing? Mr. Morris, what are you doing? Man, Mr. Morris, I appreciate it. He says, you will have daddy-daughters brunch with this money. Y'all go somewhere nice and you enjoy just watching your babies have fun and low-key show them how a date is supposed to go down. You know what? Truthfully speaking, I take one of my daughters on a date every month. I do one daughter a month, and I show them how they're supposed to be treated on a date. You know what I'm saying? I do that. I haven't been able to do it here recently because my funds, me being out of work and all that stuff, trying to get stuff back in order. But before I was out of work and everything, I did every month. I would take one daughter out on a date. I really do appreciate that, Mr. Morris. You have no idea, man. I really do appreciate it. James Maxwell. Hey, y'all read that statement James Maxwell is putting out there. Please. And yes, I totally agree. My client, I don't know what that word is, denies all allegations or involvement with any woman of ill repute. Any statement interpreted to the contrary are patently and untrue. And yes, I totally agree with that. Thanks, James. I really appreciate it, man. You are my hero. Mr. Morris, man, I really do appreciate that, bro. Golly, you have no idea. David Henderson says, yeah, that slide lock device, saw James on TFB TV use one testing cans. You know what? I would love to see that video. I didn't see that video. I'd love to see that video, man. I'm going to look at that on TFB TV because I heard about it. Never seen one actually used, but I heard about it. And I would love it. And it was on the H&K. Is that what it was on, that locking, that slide lock was on H&K? Mustache Man says, that's a lot of lotion money. You're right. That's a lot of lotion money. Mr. Morris is the GOAT, man. Elio Holland says, Mr. Morris, I love that positive message. Yes, I do too, man. Mr. Morris says, daddy-daughter days are important. They are important, man. They are important. Can't raise no thoughts. Not here, buddy. No thoughts. And if they turn into one, it's not because I taught them. Just saying. Mr. Morgan, Joe Morgan says, hey, I use a polite term for it. I'm a big white guy, and even I can't help but think to myself, where are the white women at? I don't say it out loud, just to myself. There are a lot of things I say to myself, but I would never say out loud when it comes to. Anyway, y'all remember that statement. Vehemently. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know what vehemently means. I've just never seen it written down. Actually, I mean, truthfully speaking, I've never seen it written down. Listen, I'm a police officer. I ain't no scholar. You know what I'm saying? I got a high school diploma. That's what I got. David Henderson, appreciate the link, man. I'll look into that. Oh, my camera. Sorry about that. Joe Morgan says, I am a bad speller too. Hey, look, man. When I do my reports, grammar is correct when I do my police reports. I ain't afraid to say it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no scholar. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, look, I use Grammarly. I wish I could use Grammarly on YouTube because there has been some times where my best friend has called me and said, hey, bro, you got this word spelled wrong. And I'm like, oh, crap. Okay, let me change that before I post it. James Maxwell says, oh, all right, fair enough. Yeah, I know. I always use the big lawyer words on you guys when I cross-examine. Yeah, right. Listen, James, I called it when I first met you on this chat. I knew you was a lawyer when you started talking. I knew it. I've dealt with a lot of lawyers before. Dealt with them a lot. So, guys, I've been on here for 2 hours and 40 minutes, okay? Mr. Morris, I cannot thank you enough, man. I really do appreciate it. All the support, man. Mr. Morris even got a hoodie. He's even got a hoodie. So, man, I really do appreciate it, man. D-Lock, man, you kind of late, man. I'm about to get off now, man. So, like I said, guys, I really do appreciate it. Everybody that sent me super chats, I really do appreciate it. You guys are the best. I really do appreciate it. So, I'm going to get off of here. Hold on. Let me make sure there ain't no chats on here. All right. I'm going to get off here, guys. I was on for 2 hours and 40 minutes. You guys have a good one. I really appreciate all the support. Like I said, I'll be dropping some more videos this week. This Friday is a Friday Foolery that will be live. I will be live this Friday for Friday Foolery. So you guys stay tuned for that, man. And I appreciate it. And y'all know what it is, man. I'm out.